Here's Sig Test number 11. Bob sold 110 tickets for the football game. So that means if I take the number of adult tickets and number of student tickets, that would have to total 110. So I added those together. I made that my X, that one my A. It was $2.50 for every adult ticket, $1.10 for every student ticket, and that was a total of $212. So that's dollars plus dollars would equal dollars. Number of tickets equals number of tickets. I used substitution to solve this system. I subtracted X from each side. Then I substituted in for A, right there. Distribute. That's how I got to here. Combine like terms. Subtracted 275 from each side. And then divide by negative 1.4. And that's how I got my 45. These were set up pretty easy for elimination. So I multiplied by negative 1. Changes the sign of each one of those. Add those together, I get X. Add those together, there's 0. That's why I did it. Add those together, and I get my negative 5. Don't forget to plug it back in to one of the equations. Plug in my negative 5 for the X. And then I solved, and I got my Y. Multiply by a negative 3 so that I can eliminate my Y's. So that's how I get the negative 6, the 3Y, and this would be the part where most people forget is to multiply the last part, and negative 36. When I add those together, I get 1. Add this to that guy, I get 0. That's why I did it. The Y's cancel out, and I get my 1X. Don't forget to plug it back in. I plugged it into this equation, plug my X in, solved, and I got my Y equals negative 10. Find the equation of the line. First I have to find my slope. So you subtract the Y's, took this Y first, subtracted it from the other Y, or subtracted this Y from that one, and then I have to do the same order for my X's. I got 8 over negative 10, which reduces to negative 4/5. Then I know Y equals mx plus b. I substituted in my m, I substituted in an x and a y. That's where all those numbers come from. And I solve for my b. 5 divided by 5 is 1, leaves me my negative 4. Add it to the other side to get rid of it. And there's my equation. Already gave me my slope, so I plugged it in. I have to find it through that point, so I plugged in that x and that y, x and y, solved, and I get my negative 15 for my b value, plug it in, and there's my equation. Then I'm using my equation from A. The y coordinate is negative 19, so negative 19, and then I just solve. Add 15 to both sides, multiply by the reciprocal, which is negative 5 over 1, multiply by negative 5 over 1, and that's how I get my 20. The x value would be 20. Basically the same problem, except you have to remember that parallel lines have same slopes, perpendicular lines have the opposite reciprocal. So my slope for this equation, I have to have y equals, so it would be 4 over 3, and then I just plug in the point, x and y, solve, and there you go. Perpendicular, opposite reciprocal, there's my slope, which is negative 4 over 1, so the opposite would make it positive, reciprocal just flips it over. Substitute in your x and your y, x and y, multiply, gives me a negative 1, so I add 1 to both sides and I get my 25, and there's my equation.